Robert Redford and I played baseball on the same team, and he recruited me to be the shortstop on the Barefoot in the Park softball team. So Redford played first base, Neil Simon played second base, and I played shortstop, and that's how I met Neil Simon. It had nothing to do with the theater. And about 7 years later, he said, "How would you like to produce my plays?" And I was almost as funny as he was, so I said, "I don't know, let me think about it." And he threw a script at me, and it was The Sunshine Boys. And then we did about 22 plays.
Manny has been one of the most prolific and accomplished producers on Broadway. Not only has he been nominated for close to 150 Tony Awards, but he's also won over 40.
Lost in Yonkers, Brighton Beach Memoirs, the Lifetime Achievement. Somebody said it's lucky, and I said, no, there's a quote about luck, which is, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And so I got a job as an assistant to somebody on a Broadway show, and it paid $60 a week. The show ran 2 nights, but the job was the company manager, and I knew I could do that. It was an adventure. This is a piece of glass from the first national tour of Tennessee Williams's Glass Menagerie. Of course, nobody knows it except now you know it. There was a wonderful theater department at NYU, and I participated. So when we did Macbeth on Broadway, I could recite the passages. So the seeds of the theater, in many respects, were planted at NYU.
I think it attests to the fountain of creativity, the promise of innovation that can exist within the CAS community, that someone who is among the most distinguished and prolific producers on Broadway came from the college.
This special Lifetime Achievement Tony Award to Manny Azenberg.
My experience at NYU was an education in a true sense, and the professors at NYU, this is at the Heights. It was a wonderful group of people. Much of it didn't resonate at the time because we were babies. But 10 years later and 20 years later, you went, oh. There's a song in Hamilton that goes, I want to be in the room where it's happening. And if you have a certain kind of sensibility, then you're in the room when it happens with Tom Stoppard or Ethel Fugard or Neil Simon or Jerome Robbins. And that's ultimately thrilling.